What's up, guys? My name is Khan, and we're back today with more Scrap Mechanic, and today we're doing a bit of a grinding episode. I'm out of material. Last episode just happened. I already fixed the truck, by the way, the lag issue that was happening with this truck. I completely gutted the inside of it. I got rid of the entire mechanism. The back door doesn't open anymore, none of that stuff, and we only have 3 pumps that feed those chests in there with a little bit of a tube network going on. So if we open up the truck now, there we go. We can open up the side, and now we can access all 3 of our chemical chests. So it's going to take a little bit longer to pump because it's only 3 pumps instead of 9, so it'll be 3 times as long, which is a bit of a pain, to be perfectly honest, but it actually doesn't lag at all now, which is fantastic, and I don't have to keep taking the mechanism out or anything like that. So we are going to have to get some ramps from the warehouse and build a ramp going down into the pond so we can just back the truck into the chemical pond rather than just park it on the dock. So we'll have to do that at some point. So anyway, that problem is solved, but today I want to fix something with the combine. Originally, I wanted to make multiple attachments on the front here. I wanted to have one for chopping wood, and this one, of course, for mining. But as I go out mining, I realize I kind of need both of them in one. The way I've been getting my wood right now is when I'm bringing this combine out and I'm mining a rock formation, I kind of hack down the trees with my hammer around the rock formation just so I have, some space to get at the rocks and access them and everything else. But what I want to try and do is mount saw blades in between each of these piston mechanisms. So there's going to be a saw blade in between each one. So when we have the combine up like this, the saw blades could be used to hack at trees, and then when we lower them all, they'll extend past the saw blade range, and the saw blades will just be kind of in that gap there in the middle. I have no idea if this is going to work, but that's my sort of thought process. So we're going to bring this over to the garage and hopefully get this set up, because ideally, I'd like to be able to just hack out a bunch of trees in an area and then come through with the combine and mine all the stone in that same area. The thing is, the refineries work for both wood and stone and metal, so it really doesn't matter, and it doesn't make sense to make a whole other vehicle or have to bring a second attachment along. Like, just having to swap out the blades to go from, mining to tree chopping, I guess, would be a pain in the butt. So I think I have one saw blade somewhere. I don't know what saw blades do. What do they even take? They take metal tier 2 and metal tier 1. Okay, well, we have some metal tier 1, not much. I did do one other mining node, so we should have a little bit more metal tier 1. We actually might be okay here. Metal tier 1, metal tier 1. Let's just take everything, to be perfectly honest. We have one saw blade, right? Where is it? I had seen it. It was somewhere. There we go. One saw blade. Okay. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 saw blades to make this work. So we're gonna need 40 metal tier 2, so let's just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. And then we'll crank out some saw blades once that's done. And then we're gonna have to make some mounting points. We are gonna have to paint all this too, which means we have to paint it with black bearings. We're not gonna have enough paint, or we're gonna have to do a paint run too. That's okay, it's a grinding episode, not a big deal. We can grind some paint out, not a big deal. You guys can see my epic paint route that I take when I go to collect paint flowers. I've done it like so many times now because we still can't grow paint flowers for some reason. What am I looking for? Oh, pipes. That's right, pipes. All right, so we're gonna put this guy like this. No, like this. Right, and then like that. And we put the bearing there, and then we put the saw blade there. That's centered. It's actually perfectly centered. It's very low, though. I feel like we need to go up. Once we get one, the rest should be pretty easy. Oh, and we can also set these to craft. There we go. Grab this, dump this back into there, craft up 4 more. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to mount it to here. And we go like so. And then we go just straight a few and curve it in. And then bearing and saw blade, right? I mean, that looks wicked. It kind of interferes. It needs to come out one more block, actually. So there we go. And then bearing saw blade like this. That looks epic. All right, so what happens now if we lower this? So if we back up, theoretically that saw blade could chop stuff, chop trees. If we need to get the trees that are lower to the ground, we can press 3 to lower it. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. And then if we press 2, look at that. The saw blade is still kind of contained, but the drills should be doing most of the work now, and they won't interfere with each other. Perfect. Done. put some bearings on this. We'll slap another controller. I'm realizing now we had all the controllers on the front here because, you know, if we needed the extra controls, they'd all be in one spot. Seems kind of pointless now, seeing as how we're not going to disconnect this anymore. Although I do have an idea for one other attachment for killing haybots, because I feel like crushing haybots with an attachment might be kind of cool. Excellent. And then we're going to need to put another controller. Although, how many drills? It's 6 drills, right? We can only go up to 10. Yeah, so we are going to need another controller. We could have put it on the same controller as the drills, whereas when the drills are on, the saws are already on. But that would be 11 devices total, and unfortunately, we can only get 10 on the controller. Add it somewhere here to the front, maybe like that. And this one will power all the saw blades. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Set them all to a 360-degree loop on fastest. Again, I don't know if this actually works for trees. I'm assuming it will. If it works for rocks, I figure it'll work for trees. We're going to need to paint all this stuff. Let's paint that black for now. And how much paint do we have? Oh, you know what? Look at this. I can actually do this. I can paint all these bearings. Look at that. Look at that. Everyone's going to be like, this is such a waste of paint. You know what? We'll do a paint run too, guys. Part of this episode, we're going to do a paint run, okay? And then we just need a switch in the cab for the saws themselves. I don't want them to all be on the same switch. I feel like we can do it on 2 different switches, and that would be fine. That way, you know, if you're chopping trees, you don't need the drills on, vice versa. Although it might help. I don't really know how the saw blades interact with rocks and how the drills interact with... Well, I know how the drills interact with trees. They don't do anything, but maybe the saw blades will do something to the rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is 4? 4's turn those on. Okay, so let's put a 5th switch here, which I don't really have. You know what? We'll put it there. That's fine. And you are going to be for the saw blade controller. So we press 5. It's epic. Epic. And then we just got to rotate these to all be in the same direction. This looks good. I don't know. Let's paint these up. This might work. Let's go grab some more food because I'm probably going to starve to death while we're out. We can get rid of these bearings as well. We don't need those. Gonna have to do another planting. Oh man, we're down to like the last 10 tomatoes. I maybe should, you know, at some point in time, I should probably consider building, what is it, a chef bot, cook bot? I should probably build a cook bot, you know? We've literally been living off fruits and vegetables the entire time. Haven't even built a single cook bot yet and made a burger, so should probably do that. How much stuff do we have? We got no tomatoes left, no beets. Oh man, I got a whole thing of blueberries. Okay, that's awesome. Let's head out. It's gonna be nighttime soon, but that shouldn't be a big deal. Let's see, turn this off. Perfect, and let's try and get the heck out of here. Why are those two? They're probably just... Oh, boy. Okay. Okay. Well, that's one way to get out of the base. Are we gonna flip up? Yep, just... No. Okay, you know what? It's fine. Before we go way off and find some crazy rock formations, let's just try grinding up some trees. So let's start, you know, let's start small. Let's start with one of these tiny little trees. So if I turn the blades on, obviously there is a gap between the blades. So it might be a little difficult to line this up, but let's see what happens. We can turn this on and just go towards this tree. We can press 3 to bring them lower to the ground, which I don't know if that does anything or not. Let's just bring this up first. Is there a haybot? I could have sworn I heard one. All right, what does this do? Looks like it's... Sounds like it's doing something. Okay, nice, nice. We've mulched. Okay, so at least the controller works. We know that. The problem with this is going to be lining up the saws. See, once you get the saw lined up, like an individual saw blade... Oh, they don't even work. Hold on. There we go. We just gotta... Okay, wait. What if we just come at it sideways? That would make so much more sense. Just knock the tree down. And then go at it this way. Rotate over a little bit. And then, you know, a little bit of an angle. Okay, it kind of works. The blades almost need to be like a full width all the way across. The gap, if 2 blocks, I guess, in between each blade, that might be, you know, a killer. That might not actually work out real well. It's actually kind of faster, I feel like, at this point to just have gone with the hammer and grinded these few pieces up. But let's go to a bigger tree. Let's try it out on a big tree. Can't even tell what's going on. Okay, the tree's down. Just back out of it. Okay, perfect. Now, like it literally just like fits right in between it. Actually, hold on. What if we just do this? There we go. You know, it's not bad. It could be a lot worse. I think for a lot of trees, like a whole forest, it might be faster than doing it by hand. All right, so it's nighttime and we're back at base. I have one crazy idea though, and I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I probably shouldn't have painted these bearings black because I'm out of paint, so we're gonna need more paint. But I have one crazy idea, and my thought is, what if we take these pieces and rotate them 90 degrees and have them down? So each one of these blades is completely down in the center point where it is, and that'll do something, maybe. That'll actually like have the blades cut horizontally like a big flat plane. And if we push that along the ground, maybe we can just slice all the trees rather than this vertical thing, because these gaps are huge. Like, this gap is a problem, and no matter how hard we try, it seems like it's gonna be a pain in the butt to line up the trees. So let's try rotating these down. Let's do it with these two first. This is all gonna make sense at some point, I promise. We're gonna need to get more paint. We are going to run out of paint. That is gonna be a problem. I really want this whole thing to be painted and completed. So you know what? Let's actually do a paint run real quick. And we're just gonna do a wicked awesome time-lapse sprint around the map gathering flowers, because that's how you get paint in this game, and we can't grow it, even though this is basically a farming game. But, you know, I don't know why paint's not growable yet. But anyway, we're gonna run around the map, and then we're gonna come back and finish this up. So let's go. All right, we're back at base. We've got some pigment flowers. We're just gonna dump all this stuff into there, get some paint going so we can paint up all these bearings, because that's the most important thing to do. Let's just check something real quick. How close can they actually go if we have two Sawblades? We can put them that close together. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. And then it's both of them within 6 blocks. So if it was here, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the second mount point can be off this one. Oh my goodness, it lets me do that. Okay. All right, so we can do that. And then we need another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now the outside one has to be mounted literally underneath this pivot point, which is obviously not going to work. You know what? I'm going to play around with this, and I'm going to come back to you guys once I've got a spacing that I think looks good and is actually going to work. And I don't really need this much overlap, but we at least need enough overlap so that no logs can get in between the blocks. So I'm going to come back to you guys in a sec once I figure out how I can position these stupid things. All right, so I'm just putting on the last one here, but I think I've got a spacing that is going to work, and I think it looks pretty good. So we've got no blade in the middle anymore. We've only got 4, but you can see they're spaced out nice and evenly. These two are mounted directly to the pillars, and then this one's kind of mounted coming out from that side, and this one also from this side. And I think this is going to be good. They're all horizontal, so hopefully we can chop stuff a little bit quicker. Again, we'll go do a test with it. This one I want to rotate that way, and we got to hook them all up again, of course. So rotation on the controller, set that to a 360-degree loop, and hook this into switch 5 again. Looks a little less intimidating than when they're all vertical, but I mean, hopefully we can chop stuff a lot quicker here. So if we turn it on, they all spin. They spin in opposite directions. That looks good. If we press 3, they all push down. Look at that. We should be able to just drive right into a pile of trees. I don't want to chop this one right in front of the base. Let's go to a different one over here. But I think this should work, no problem. And of course, grind up all the bits as well afterwards. So let's just grab this tree. Nice little tiny birch. So turn it on, push that down, full grind. Look at that. Takes out the trunk instantly. Okay, good. And then let's line up on the one end of the tree. I think this is honestly the solution. Doesn't really make as much. I guess it makes sense. You know what? Saw blades horizontally. Not for cutting it up into pieces, but I guess for, you know, actually chopping it down. So there we go. What does this do? Is this working? No, I mean, it kind of did. Kind of overshot it here. We do slide around a lot. These saw blades don't have any friction, just like the drills. It's not... See, it doesn't work. It doesn't like grinding up the logs. I mean, I guess it works a little bit better. Saw blades seem to be a little bit more finicky than the drills, but I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments down below if you have like a really good solution for the saw blade problem. The horizontal ones definitely seem to be better than the vertical ones, just in terms of lining up. You can see, but like, look, we gotta like, it requires a lot more effort than drilling. Drilling, you just kind of turn on the drills and push into some rocks and you're good to go. With this, you know, you gotta like tilt it up and down and control it. It's still faster than doing it by hand, obviously, and this should still work. Look at that, dual purpose vehicle, no problem. We can still tilt that down, use our drills. Of course, it's getting dark out again, so you know what, let's actually wait till morning, and let's go find, right now, in the middle of the night, I'm gonna go find a nice rock patch, and hopefully we'll have some trees around it too, and we can just test this whole thing out with the rock mining and the tree mining all at once and see what happens. All right, well, it took me all night of driving, but I think I've actually found a perfect spot here. Once we can get rid of this hay bot. Excuse me, sir. Just get the heck away. Thank you. You're dead. You too, little hay bot. Don't need you. Yeah, little tote bot, I guess. Take that component kit, though. All right, but here we go. This is the perfect set of rocks. See here, we've got rocks in the forest. These are my favorite kind of rocks, too, because they're on a nice flat piece of ground. But normally, what I would do is come in here, hand chop down all these trees, and then get at the rocks. So instead, we're going to chop down these trees with the super saw blade and then also go get at the rocks. So let's see if this will work here. And I think there's actually another rock formation a little bit further up. So here we go. Chop that one. Push. We can't push it down. Okay, it just falls on us. All right, can you get off there? Thank you. All right, and then we're going to just turn us around here slowly and mulch this whole tree up. Which, I mean, we should be able to do, right? We're also starving. We got some food, though. We'll eat that in a sec. Look at that. Perfect. Gets caught. See, this is the thing. We need a solution for this. It's like we're shoving it. We're just literally pushing it. Yeah, when they're tilted down like that, it doesn't seem to actually do anything to help. What if we adjust that tilt even shallower? Would that make a difference? I feel like the saw blades have like this knife edge that you can actually cut with. But maybe I'm just crazy. It seems like, honestly, like we could probably use our hammer at this point. All right, what if we try adjusting this angle just a little bit more? Let's do that real quick. So the saws are going. This is the angle one. Instead of 30 degrees, what if we just go like 15 degrees and have it only tilt down just a little bit? Maybe that'll help. Seems like the saw blades are a little bit different than the drill bits. The drill bits, they honestly have like a really big kind of contact area, whereas the saw blades really don't. Oh, that looks like it's working better. All right, and now we can turn off the saws and we can switch to mining mode. And that's this button. And look at this. It's just so much better. Like, look at how quick that is. You don't even have to care. The drill bits get all jammed up. Doesn't even matter. Just push in. We can tilt it down. That's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot better to drill than it is to cut down trees. I don't know why. Maybe it's the speed. I don't know. Someone let me know in the comments down below if you know the solution. At least, you know, someone will have some good ideas about it. Maybe the saw blades need to be on suspension too, like the drills are. The drills kind of constantly apply pressure because they're on suspension, and they've got the piston mechanism where the saws are just rigid. I don't know if that's maybe part of the problem. But you can see, like, the drills, they seem to just have contact on every point, like on the front, on the sides, whereas the saw blades only really have this tiny little knife edge. Look at that. Look at how quick that is. You just drill and drive. Like, drill, done, done. Yeah, I wish we could get the saw blades as fast as these drills go. That's the ultimate goal, but it might need to be a different configuration, to be perfectly honest. Or maybe we have to have the saw blades honestly on the back and, you know, turn the vehicle around and drive it backwards to do the saw stuff. Although I do like the look of having it all on the same side. Are we full? No, we're not full. We can grab this, right? Yeah, perfect. I should really make a piston mechanism too that can push stuff up off the top there when it gets stuck up in that area, because there's no way to clear it from these pistons. See, even if you turn them off, it kind of just jams up together. You pretty much just have to put this on a lift and move it, but that's okay. We'll move it over here. There's, oh, you know what? We're gonna have to cut down these extra trees too. Let's just cut down more trees, and we'll just do this all at once. We got more trees, more rocks. It's supposed to be a multi-purpose machine now, so let's see if we can actually do this. We are running out of gas. That's the rest of the, oh boy. All right, well, we'll do what we can here before we run out of gas. 5. Excellent. And then 3, nice and low. Got that tree down. Okay. Right, it's resting on another tree. Okay, well, I guess we have to take out that other tree as well. We're just gonna clear cut this whole forest, I think. There we go. It's gone too. Oh boy, the lag is it's pretty real. It is pretty real. Is it not gonna cut it? Oh, there we go. All right, and then let's turn this down. You know what? Let's turn on drills and saws at the same time. Oh boy. Oh boy, we're killing the game with this. Grinding for rocks has never been a pain for me. Once we got the combine, it's honestly been like a joke. It's so quick to just go through and grind up all these rocks. The problem, of course, is grinding up the freaking trees, because if you want wood for anything, you need a good sawing vehicle. All right, we're just gonna kind of jam into the pile of wood. This kind of works. Not really. I need a better saw solution. I really hope somebody has made a really, really good saw vehicle. Honestly, it seems like the horizontal blades are good. They're definitely better for cutting the trees down. I'm not sure if we just need a whole sheet of vertical blades to just skim the top of a tree branch. Ideally, I'd like to just drive into a log and chop everything out, but I don't know why this doesn't do that. It does cut down trees like mad quick. Like, that's incredibly fast, but it doesn't chop up the logs, and I don't know why. It feels to me like the blades need to be vertical to chop the logs more effectively, but then you'd need like a huge line of them. Otherwise, I don't see how we can, although this one's going that went pretty quick. Hold on, what changed? Why are they all of a sudden working? Nah, they still kind of suck. All right, we're almost completely through the pile of logs. This was all to cut down one rock formation. Now, granted, I will admit, doing the logging by hand would have been a lot faster. This isn't a really good logging device, and when I did it by hand, usually I would chop down all the trees relatively quickly, smash up all the bits, and then, of course, you know, just be able to come in here and do all the mining. So I'd really love to have a faster mechanism for chopping the tree bits up. Getting them cut down, it seems really, really good with this. It's just getting all the pieces then ground up into the individual bars. Like even that piece, look, we didn't even chop that. Look at this. There we go. It's very difficult to get it to chop the pieces. But either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you have any ideas for how to make this better at chopping trees, let me know. Let's do a quick check though and see. I mean, obviously we've still got stuff. Well, there's only like a few logs in there, to be honest. Okay, so let's see, what did we get? We got a bunch of wood, a bunch of cracked wood. We only got a little bit of stone in that chest. It's not really that much. Some regular wood. I didn't realize the hardwood trees actually give regular wood. That's really cool. I never actually cut down a hardwood tree before, just all the smaller trees. But either way, not a whole lot of material. Considering the amount of time we spent, would have been a lot faster to not use these saws, but I think it's a good idea to have it all combined into one. And like I said, I'd like to make this a much more refining vehicle. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and while you're at it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.